It is time now for the Peter Chill 5 o'clock news for this Thursday evening, April 23rd, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins, your 5 o'clock news headlines here. Top straight 5 here is Warren Watson gave his life helping the people of Pakistan and spent his last years as a hostage of Al-Qaeda, forced to beg for his life in grim videos that showed his love and deterioration in hands of the captors. In Berlin, German President Joachim Gauck on Thursday condemned the massacre of 1.5 million Armenians by Ottoman Turkish forces a century ago as genocide, a term that the Berlin government had long rejected. 2 of 3 Latinos in the U.S. Senate were split on the confirmation Wednesday of Loretta Lynch as Attorney General, while the 3rd Latino senator didn't vote. Comcast Corporation is preparing to announce that the company will abandon its attempt to buy Time Warner Cable, according to several reports. Governor Mark Dayton of Minnesota has declared a state of an emergency over a bird flu outbreak as the flu has hit the first commercial chicken farm in addition to more than 40 turkey farms. Thousands of evacuated hikers missing after Calbuco volcano in Chile erupts. In Brussels, Rome, European Union leaders agreed on Thursday to triple funding for search and rescue operations in the Mediterranean, where record numbers are drowning as they flee war and poverty in the Middle East and Africa. Does everybody remember the old Cold War geopolitical concept of the northern tier states? They consist of 3 countries, Turkey, Iran, and Pakistan, and sometimes Afghanistan, that lay along the southern border to the Soviet Union, as why the quest of Yemen could tilt the Mideast power from Saudi Arabia. Moscow, the strongman leader of Russia's Southern Republic of Chechnya, instructed the security services to open fire on authorities from elsewhere in Russia that try to carry out operations in Chechnya without his consent, the latest sign of tension. In Baltimore, no video captured what happened to Freddie Gray inside a police van, where officers heaved him into a metal compartment after pinning him to a sidewalk. Clayton, Missouri. Michael Brown's parents filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Ferguson on Thursday, opened a new chapter in the legal battle over the shooting that killed their son and sparked a nationwide protest movement about the way Black African Americans are treated by white police officers. In Washington, the U.S. Secret Service failed to replace a broken alarm system at the Houston home of former President George H.W. Bush. 3 passengers on a SkyWest Airlines flight lost consciousness Wednesday before the plane made an emergency landing at the Buffalo Niagara International Airport, the airline said on Thursday. Former CIA Director David Petraeus, whose career was destroyed by an extramarital affair with his biographer, was sentenced Thursday to 2 years of probation plus a $100,000 fine for giving her classified material while she was working on the book. Microsoft Corporation sales growth and profit continued to shift into the slowing, and its net income fell 12% in the quarter ended in March. The celebrated Hubble Space Telescope will be turning 25 on Friday. Washington, deep beneath the Yellowstone National Park, one of the world's most dynamic volcanic systems, lies an enormous, previously unknown reservoir of hard, partly molten rock big enough to fill up the Grand Canyon living time, scientists say. A team of Chinese scientists have reported using human embryos as subjects for an experiment in genes in a way that could be passed on permanently at practice. Believed to be the first and also hotly opposed by most genetic research in physicists. In London, a team of British cardiologists has said it's time to bust the myth that regular exercise tackles obesity. Jenny's Splendid Ice Cream said Thursday it's closing in its shops and recalling it all ice cream, frozen yogurts, and sorbets after a pint of ice cream tested positive for listeria. Okay, take a look at the closing stock market report at 5:04 on this Thursday evening here. Dow 18,058.69, up 20.42. SP 521.12.93, up 4.97. Nasdaq 5,056.06, up 20.89. European markets, DAX 11,723.58, down 143.79. FTSE 7,053.67, up 25.43, and CAC 45,170.91, down 32.18. Asian markets, Nikkei 20,187.65, up 53.75. Shanghai 4414.88, up 16.39. HSI 27.70, down 106.15. Oil markets here 57.46, up $1.30. Brent 6.3 up $2.02, and natural gas 2.545, down 61,000 a point. Gold markets 1193.20, up 6.30. Silver 15.835, up 39,000 a point, and copper 2.70, up 345,000 a point. Bonds, US 10 unit 1.9542%, down 18,000 a point. German 10 unit 0.164%, up 2,000 a point, and Japanese 10 unit 0.315%, down 2,000 a point. And in the FX bonds here, European US dollar 1.0823, down 1,000 a point, and US dollar Japanese yen 119.56 unchanged, and Great Britain pound US dollar 1.5054, down 2,000 a point. Okay, look at the commodities here. In the agriculture futures, wheat 498.5, down a quarter. Soybean 977.75, up 7 1/4. Corn 371, up. Corn 371, down $1.50. Sugar $13.10, up 44 cents. Coffee 141.70, down 70 cents. Cotton 64.14, up $1.65. Rough rice 10.055, down 10 cents. And cocoa 2008-12, up 40. Live cattle 149.025, up 3. Lean on 78.05, up 2.10, and FD cattle 211.25, up 4.5. Okay, let's take a look at New England's alerts here at 5:06 here. Northampton, Massachusetts, a motor vehicle accident at Hatfield Street. Tractor trailer unit versus car crash. No reported injuries. However, crash is blocking the entire roadway. And Northampton, Massachusetts arrived in the scene. Take a look at sports news here at 5:07. In Washington, the New England Patriots were honored by President Obama at the White House on Thursday afternoon, as with the president called them as a good organization as there is in professional sports. Phoenix Mercury star Brittany Griner was arrested for assault and disorderly charges on Phoenix on Wednesday. Her fiancé, Tulsa Shock Ford, Glory Johnson, was arrested on the same charges. Senators for Sports Kawhi Leonard won the 2014-2015 Defensive Player of the Year. Tonight, the Boston Red Sox will square up against the Tampa Bay Rays in the final of a 3-game series down at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Here, and tonight, the Boston Celtics will be at the Garden, taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in game number 3 of the Eastern Conference first round at the TD Garden, as the Celtics look to salvage the game from the mighty Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, take a look at Major League Baseball scores here on this Thursday evening here. St. Louis Cardinals lead the Washington Nationals 1-0 in the top of the third. Top of the fourth, Los Angeles Dodgers lead the San Francisco Giants 2-0 here. Colorado Rockies lead the San Diego Padres 2-1. Pittsburgh Pirates edge out the Chicago Cubs 5-4. Miami Marlins pound out the Philadelphia Phillies 9-1. Yankees of New York over the Detroit Tigers 2-1. New York Mets over the Atlanta Braves 6-3, and Milwaukee Brewers defeat the Cincinnati Reds 4-2. Peter Channel News Times now 5:08, and it is time for a travel report here on this Thursday evening there, and 495 on the northbound side. It's slow from 123 in Norton before Route 140 in Mansfield here. Smoke specks from the blaze here. Route 24 on the southbound side, a little slow from 495 in Bridgewater to before Route 44 in Rain and Mayor, so expect a few delays here. 146 on the southbound side, slow from North Providence all the way down to downtown Providence. 95 on the southbound side, slow around downtown Providence. 95 northbound, slow from after Route 37 work all the way up to downtown Providence. 195 westbound, slow from Route 44 at East Providence all the way after the downtown Providence there. 146 on the northbound side, slow after 295. Lincoln all the way up to Route in North Smithfield there. '95 on the southbound side, slow from Route 120 in Kenton to before Neponza Street in Norwood. 120 on the southbound side, slow from Route 138 in Kenton all the way up to the Braintree split there. Southeast Expressway, slow on both ends from The Pike all the way up to the Braintree split. So if you're in the Southeast Expressway, expect some patience and take your time on the busy roads. Tip Mass Pike westbound, slow on both ends around the Ted Williams Tunnel and all the way up to Interstate 93 in Boston Air. And Mass Pike on the eastbound side, slow from the Prue Tunnel all the way up to Route 93. Mass Pike slow from Brighton to Newton, and you hit the brakes again from Newton Corner before Route 128, and hit the brakes again on the Mass Pike after 128 in Weston before Route 30 in Natick here. 128 on the southbound side, slow from Waltham all the way out to Route 9 in Wellesley here. Route 120 on the northbound side, slow from the Pike in Weston all the way out to Route 93 in Reading here. 93 on the southbound side, slow from Somerville all the way down to the down to the Zakin Bridge. 93 on the northbound side, slow from Zakin Bridge all the way out to Medford, and 93 hit the brakes again before Route 128 in Reading here. Route 1 on the northbound side, slow from Route 16 in Revere to Route 60 in Revere. So expect a few delays here. Route 3 on the northbound side is backed up from Route 62 in Bedford all the way up in Billerica here. 195 on the northbound side. It's backed up from Route 3 in Chelmsford all the way out to Route 3 in Tewksbury, and hit brakes again. 195 northbound from 93 in Andover all the way out to before 213 Methuen here. Up in New Hampshire, Everett Turnpike a little slow around Merrimack stretch. 93 in the northbound side, and slow from Salem all the way before Route 111 in Windermere. Everett Spalding Turnpike slow from Portsmouth all the way up to before Route 4 in Durham, New Hampshire here. And the main turnpike is looking good from Kittery all the way up to Portland here. And the Worcester area highways are looking good, and 495 on the southbound side here. It's backed up from Route 9 in Westboro all the way before the Mass Pike here. And take a look at MBTA alerts here on the Silver Line. Silver Line SL1 experiencing minor delays due to traffic here. And on the commuter rail, some permanent trains may continue to experience delays of 10 to 20 minutes throughout Attleboro due to damaged Amtrak signals here. Peter Channel News Time is now 5:13. Time now for a weather report here. Our current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 5:13 p.m. It's 48 degrees on temperature with overcast skies, humidity at 33%, wind speed west about 12 gusts at 18 miles per barometer. 20 up 63 inches, dew about 22 degrees, visibly 10 miles, and wind chill about 43 degrees here. Take a look at current conditions in the region here. It's 50 degrees in Boston, Beverly 45, in Gloucester 49, in Bedford 50, in Lawrence 40, in Fitchburg 43, in Worcester 47, in Sturbridge and Milford 45, in Webster 40, in Norwood. It's 50 on in Taunton and Plymouth, 40 in New Bedford, 47 in March Vineyard, 47 in Chatham, 46 in Cape Cod Bay, 40 in Nantucket. It's 49 in Block Island. It's 49 in Wesley, 45 in Smithfield, 46 in Block On, 40 off the waters of Block On, 46 in Cape Cod Bay, 42 off Nantucket, 42 in Boston Harbor, 41 in Shoals in New Hampshire here. 50 in New York City, 49 in Islip, 49 in Montauk, 47 in Bridgeport, 48 in New Haven, it's 42 in Denbury, 45 in Marbury, 48 in Meriden, it's 48 in Winslow in Hartford, it's 48 degrees in Springfield, 47 in Greenfield, 46 in Athol, Massachusetts, 33 in Pittsfield, 39 in Northampton, it's 40 in Albany, New York, 43 in Sturdivant Springs, it's 40 in Benton, Vermont, 36 in Broward, Vermont, 44 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, 43 in Keene, New Hampshire, 42 in Jeff, New Hampshire, 45 in LaCourte, New Hampshire, 48 in Concord and Manchester, here, 48 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 41 off the Shoals, New Hampshire, and 45 degrees up in Portland, Maine, as the winds are to the west off the New Hampshire waters, off the waters of eastern Massachusetts coastline here, and winds to the west off the Cape Islands here, and winds to the northwest off the Narragansett Bay into Providence, and it's winds gust to the west in Quonset Point and in Newport here. Okay, take a look at our surface map around the country. Shows a pink front, warm front, and cold front clouded off the coast of Washington State, and a cold front from eastern California down to central Nevada and up to the southwestern portions of Idaho. Merged with warm from the central Idaho down to the Yellowstone Valley, and cold front from northern Wyoming and then from Minnesota, merging with a pink front from eastern Montana and up into Saskatchewan with a low pressure off eastern portions of Alberta air. And a stationary front from southeastern Montana down the Rockies down for the Texas here. And a cold front from central Texas and stretching down through the Gulf States and down through Georgia and South Carolina at the sea with a low pressure in the eastern Carolinas there. And a stationary front from the southeastern tip of Louisiana, stretching in Gulf of Mexico down to central Florida and at the sea with a high pressure off the Bahamas there. And a cold front from down through Quebec and stretching it up in the northern New England, merged with a pink front and a low pressure from eastern Quebec, stretching in extreme northern Maine, merged with a warm front from through Nova Scotia and a cold front off the Canadian Maritimes there. A front line from Kentucky, stretching in for the Virginias and another eastern portions of Pennsylvania and up in the New England there, and another front line from southeastern California down for the Gulf of California here. And we got low pressure in western Arizona, southeastern New Mexico, western Mexico, and up in the northwestern and eastern portion of Quebec, while we got high pressure in northwestern Montana, four-quarter region around western Colorado, in eastern Missouri, southwestern portion of Minnesota. 36 degrees at that temperature here in Detroit, 42 in Pittsburgh. It's 58 degrees out of Washington, D.C., 67 in Atlanta, 86 in Miami, Florida. It's 84 in Brownsville, Texas, 69 in Dallas, Texas, 64 in Kansas City, 63 in Omaha, Nebraska, 51 in Chicago, Illinois, and Minneapolis, St. Paul, 56 in Great Falls, Montana, 53 in Seattle, 61 in San Francisco, 65 in Los Angeles. It's 75 in Las Vegas, 78 in Phoenix, 66 in Salt Lake City, 68 in Denver, and 69 degrees out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here. Alright, let's take a look at our radar situation here around the region here, and it shows some spotty rain, sleet, and snow shots from east of Springfield, stretching up to Ware and up in the Athol and up in the Leominster and Fitchburg and stretching up in the southwestern portion of New Hampshire and Jaffrey. Snow, sleet, and rain surrounding Keene, New Hampshire here. Snow, sleet, and rain showers southeast of Claremont, New Hampshire, and some spotty rain showers east of Manchester. And we're seeing a couple of little patches of rains. Sprinkles around the southeastern corner of Massachusetts and around Cape Ann, and spotty rain showers around Chatham, spotty rain showers around Haverhill and around Newburyport. As this is a line of light rain stretching around Haverhill and stretching up to Groveland and nearby field around Georgetown. As we're seeing some spotty rain. You've seen some spotty rain showers around Severn, Maine, and a lot of spotty rain showers from east of Brunswick, stretching up 95 up to Bangor, Maine, and up to Millinocket, and stretching up to the northeastern Maine and up for western portions of New Brunswick. Here, a lot of rain, sleet, and snow showers around eastern portions of New Brunswick, and some rain, sleet, and snow showers around central portions of Nova Scotia here, and some lot of rain showers from Connecticut, around Hartford and northeastern Connecticut, and spotty rain showers stretching down for southwestern Connecticut, down for Bridgeport, and down around New York City, and up in northern New Jersey, and western portions of Long Island, and a lot of rain showers around northeastern Maryland, down for southern portions of Pennsylvania, around Philadelphia, and down through south central New Jersey here. And some spotty rain showers in western Maryland, and down for northeastern and north central portions of West Virginia, and down for south central Pennsylvania. Spotty snow, sleet, and rain showers in southwestern corner of Pennsylvania. Snow, sleet, and rain showers east of Altoona. Some spotty snow and sleet around north central portions of Pennsylvania here. And a lot of snow showers around northwestern Connecticut, up the Berkshires and up Vermont, up the US 7 corridor, and a patch of snow from Syracuse, stretch to the west of Albany, and up the Finger Lakes, and down southeast of Binghamton around Oneonta. And some spotty rain, sleet, and snow showers around the Mount Washington area of New Hampshire and west central portions of Maine here. And a lot of rain showers on the northeastern portions of Ontario, stretching through southwestern Quebec, through Montreal, and rain showers around Quebec, and some spotty snow and sleet, and rain showers in the eastern portions of Quebec here. And some spotty snow showers around the Buffalo area in New York State, and some spotty snow showers in south-central portions of Ontario, and a line of snow showers in west-central portions of Quebec, down for east-central portions of Ontario, and a line of rain showers and a few storms from central Mississippi down for central Alabama. A line of showers and storms from southeastern tip of Louisiana around New Orleans, stretching down over the Gulf States, and a line of showers and storms around west central Florida and south of Tampa, and stretching it down for southeastern Florida from Fort Lauderdale down to Miami and out to the Bahamas here. And a line of rain showers on the northeastern portions of Louisiana, and some spotty showers and storms from central and western portions of Texas down to north central Mexico here. And the west, a line of rain showers from northwest of South Dakota, and a line of rain showers from west central North Dakota and up to the southeastern and central portions of Saskatchewan here, and spotty rain showers from eastern California, and stretching the eastern mountain region up to Wyoming and up in the southeastern Montana, and a line of rain showers in the northwestern portions of California, and then for western and northeastern portions of Oregon, and southern and western portions of Washington State, up to southwestern portions of British Columbia, and some sleet and snow showers in the mountains of western Washington State. And a few snow showers in southwestern central portions of Colorado here. And some spotty rain showers in central Saskatchewan up to Alberta, and after eastern and central portions of British Columbia here. And take a look at our satellite loop here, and it shows a lot of clouds coming in much in the northeast and coming in much of Canadian Maritimes up into Quebec, and a line of clouds from New York State down from the United States and down for eastern Great Lakes, and a line of clouds from South Carolina and stretching on to the mid-south and around Arkansas down for Oklahoma, coming to much of Texas down for southeastern portions of Mexico, and down for western portions of Mexico, and a line of clouds from eastern California and coming to much of Fork region and up in Wyoming, eastern Idaho down for east central portions of Montana, coming to much of the Dakotas down for the northwestern Minnesota down for southwestern portions of Manitoba and up to central Saskatchewan up to Alberta down from British Columbia, and a line of clouds from northwestern Montana, northern Idaho, and coming to much of Washington State, Oregon, and northern portions of California here. And a line of clouds stretching around west central portions of Mexico here. Okay, let's take a look at our forecast discussion around the country here. The polar jet stream will remain south of its normal position for the last week of April and in the weekend, bringing wet, cool conditions much of the nation. Rain showers are anticipated in the valleys and lower elevation of the west, with snow in the mountains as the heaviest snowfall should affect the Washington Cascades east of the Rockies. Two systems will set the weather tone. The first is a cool pull of air swirling near Nova Scotia. The vortex is expected to keep chilly weather banked across much of the east with rain and snow showers over the northeast as the second system will organize over the southern Great Plains and track eastward to the Tennessee River and Valley by Saturday evening as the area of the low pressure will draw significant amounts of moisture into its circulation from the Gulf of Mexico, fueling widespread heavy rain showers and thunderstorms from the upper Texas to the Ohio and Tennessee River valleys. Here. Alright, taking a look at forecast discussion around the region here. It shows unseasonably cold weather continues throughout this weekend with spotty showers or sprinkles with a better chance for showers early next week as winds become more onshore. Throughout this evening, close upper low and cold pool are in the position over New England here as a cold pool is providing an unstable profile that has generated some light showers along with a couple of reports of drought also in the mix is a shortwave movement. In fact, the cyclonic flow. This generated to more lines of showers and it moves across New York and will move across southern New England late afternoon and evening, accesses across Cape Cod and the islands around 8 p.m. We have bump pops up, especially in western and central Massachusetts and northern Connecticut, due to the approaching shortwave. Gusty west winds continue throughout the evening and then diminish. Tank cold air service and aloft remains in place. Cross sections show plenty of moisture lingering between 850 and 700 millibars, as well as some lift in the layer. Expect clouds diminishing after sunset, but not completely going away. West winds will bring an air from the Great Lakes, minimum temperatures upstream this morning were in the upper 20s to mid-30s. Clouds and lingering wind will interfere with pull across development outside of any strongly sheltered spots. But air temperatures are at a little below 32 degrees are expected in western parts of the area. And meanwhile, the frost and freeze season has started in Connecticut right on, as well as in southeast and coastal Massachusetts. Freezing temperature expected in at least 50% of north central and northeast Connecticut. Freezing temperatures are possible in parts of northwest Rhode Island. Expect coverage is less in southeast and coastal Massachusetts. We will issue a freeze warning for Hartford, Tolland, and Wyndham counties in Connecticut, and western Providence, western Kent counties in Rhode Island for late tonight and Friday morning in Rhode Island portion. Our expectation is mostly to the west and northwest of the Situate Reservoir. Here, as we're going to take a look at our weather notes here, it is going to be a chilly trend and tap and possible sprinkles and a dry and quiet pattern here. And tonight's lows, we will see 37 degrees for Boston, 33 for Worcester, 33 for Hartford, 36 for New York City, 33 for Albany, 34 for Cork, New Hampshire, 37 in Portland, Maine, and 28 for Rutland, Vermont. So, we're going to expect temperatures mainly in the 30s for much of eastern Massachusetts and much of Rhode Island here, and much of New Hampshire and up in Maine here. And the best chance to see temperatures in the upper 20s will be the Berkshires of Massachusetts, northwestern Connecticut, in southern New York between Albany and New York State. Kingston, New York will reach in the 20s and expect temperatures in the 20s for all of Vermont and upstate New York, north of Albany, New York. Here. And I'm expecting tomorrow's highs 51 to 57 degrees. And hazard weather outlook here. Day 1 tonight, hazard weather not expected to this time. Day 2 for 7. Friday for Wednesday, there will be a low probability that frost or freeze headlines may be needed Friday night into Saturday morning for areas that have started their growing season. Alright! Our 7-day forecast, it goes like this. For tonight, slight chance of showers before 9 p.m. Mostly clouds, low around 31 degrees. West Vermont, 69 miles per hour with gust size. 21 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. Friday, part size skies about 54 degrees. West Vermont, 8 miles per hour with gust size. 21 miles per hour. Friday, part skies low about 32 degrees. West Vermont, 6 to 8 miles per hour with a gust size. 21 miles per hour. For Saturday, most size skies about 59 degrees. West Vermont, 7 miles per hour. Saturday, slight chance of showers before 10 p.m. Part skies low about 36 degrees. Chance of precipitation 20% for Sunday. Southern podcast got about 38, low about 39 degrees. Monday, chance of showers, part Sunday, mostly clouds, got about 36, low about 39 degrees. Chance of precipitation 30%. Tuesday, chance of showers with some mostly clouds, but about 36, low about 39 degrees. Chance of precipitation 30%. For Wednesday, part Sunday, mostly clouds, got about 37, low about 39 degrees. And for Thursday, mostly clouds, got about 55 degrees. Peter, what a phrase of the evening. A clear and a chilling day and tap, and a chilling night and tap. Here was have a good evening with a good positive attitude. I'll see you for an 11 o'clock report. Have a good evening.